Radio Network.
Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yeah, welcome indeed. Great to have you with us. Keith is on vacation this week. Either that or he had another bee sting. I don't know, which is it? Gosh, man, those bee stings can just really swell you up.
No, he's on vacation.
Yeah, okay.
He's on vacation. I don't know where you got the bee sting from.
I don't either. That's weird. I don't know what I was implying there. Other than perhaps you're overweight.
Pretty sure that's where you were going.
You think so?
Yeah.
Would that be so unusual that it's hard to believe? Welcome to Monday. It is Thanksgiving week, which is always nice. And over the weekend, had some pretty good football action. My Capitol High Bruins took the state title.
Nice.
Yeah.
As expected, though.
As
right?
expected.
As expected.
Yeah, they beat everybody in the state during the regular season. Then they beat them again in the playoffs. 35-14 over Bozeman.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's their 12th championship since becoming a school. They beat the same school for the basketball championship back in April. So they're basketball and football state champions.
But these are the top two schools. Then.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much for a while. Also, the temperature at game time, 4. It was 4 degrees. By the second half, it was 2. And at the end of the game, it was 1. So congratulations to those kids.
That's awesome.
Gutting it out.
That's awesome.
And they didn't have a domed stadium. That's ridiculous. They didn't have a domed stadium to play in.
First of all.
Yes.
First of all. I'm not saying that every stadium should be domed. However, if you want to make that case, let's make it.
All right. Let's do.
I'm okay with. I never said high school and college should be domed.
No, you haven't said that. In fairness, just the guys who are, who are being paid $10 million a year to gut it out on the football field, they're the ones who can't handle it.
No,
I'm cold. Burr, it's cold. I'm cold. Burr, I'm cold.
Games are too much. We need it to be. Needs to be perfect settings.
Also, Missouri won their game.
Yeah, baby.
As expected. What was the score in the New Mexico State game?
Honestly, I don't remember.
I mean, they pummeled them, though, right?
Yeah, we killed them.
BYU beat Utah Tech 52-26. This after one of their wide receivers guaranteed victory over BYU. It's like, dude.
Oh, they're
yeah.
Oh, we guarantee.
Yes.
That's awesome.
A Utah Tech guy.
Good for him.
I know, but it fired up the Cougars just a bit. Otherwise, they came out pretty flat. I was
going to say they held pretty tough in that first half.
They did. It was 28-20 at the half. So BYU outscored them 24-6 in the second half.
Missouri's on its way. We got to get one more win in the last game of the season to get to bowl
eligibility. Yeah, but you got a tough task. Is it Arkansas?
Is it Arkansas? It's the last game of the year with our battle line rivalry.
Battle line rivalry.
The trophy comes back to Columbia this year.
What an artificial rivalry that is.
The SEC, they most definitely did that because they took the Kansas game from us. It was always Missouri-Kansas for 100 years.
Right.
And then when we went to the SEC, we've got to come up with a rivalry. Okay,
for
Arkansas.
Missouri.
Arkansas battle line.
Why not West Virginia or that's
Virginia's
probably
Big
out of conference, but
yeah.
I don't know who would be a natural rival in the SEC for Missouri.
That's why they ended up.
The closest. Are they the closest to Missouri?
Probably.
I would think, yeah.
We'll have, because Texas A&M came in at the same time, which I'm surprised. They didn't want the two new teams to be the rivalry teams, I guess was the thought.
Yeah.
But so we got Texas coming in now. So anyway,
what's weird is that Texas and Texas A&M just dropped their rivalry. One of the biggest in the country.
I know.
It's over. We're not going to play you anymore. Really? Not even going to, put together it's what BYU and Utah did. They put together a rivalry at the beginning of the year because they weren't going to be conference rivals. Why didn't they do that? Really weird. It's a shame. But they'll be back as rivals, in 2 years? When Texas leaves and goes to the SEC? then Texas and Texas A&M are going to play again.
Have to. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
And I saw your godless animals
lost.
Didn't do well against Oregon.
Lost to Oregon.
Did not look good.
I mean, ranked 10th in the country.
I know.
Stop it. Get out of here. But yes, they're just a tad overrated. So
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. But let's see. Over the weekend, we had Lori Lightfoot babbling about the shooting in Colorado Springs. First of all, there was a shooting at a gay nightclub, Colorado Springs. Really horrible. 5 people were killed, 22 injured in that shooting. So Lori Lightfoot spoke up about it and said that she's sick of this stuff. Not exactly her word, but then she said, how many people need to be murdered? How many lives torn apart until it actually stops? We don't have to live like this, and we don't have to die like this.
Who is saying this?
Lori Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago, where, 635 people have been murdered this year? I don't know. Why don't you get a little bit introspective there and realize that you rule in the murder capital of the country. Essentially the murder capital of the country. Maybe you fix things at home before you start looking outside. And I guess it's 615 homicides in Chicago so far this year. And, of course, Twitter went nuts on that. 615 homicides in Chicago this year. Why aren't you sick of that stuff?
Yeah, no kidding.
Really good point from Nick Searcy.
But we've got to do something.
Yeah.
I mean...
Right?
We have to do something.
And it doesn't have to be the right thing. It just has to be something. Take away the guns from everybody.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Which they've already tried to do in Chicago, and it didn't work. So,
well, how about the country?
Take away all of the guns
how about
from
the
everybody.
Country? Because I know, our president, Joseph Robinette Biden, issued a statement saying that while no motive in this attack is yet clear.
Oh, but I'm going to go ahead and guess at them.
We know that the LGBTQI plus community has been subjected to horrific hate violence in recent years.
Mm-hmm.
Gun violence continues to have a devastating and particular impact on the LGBTQI plus community.
A particular effect, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We saw it 6 years ago in Orlando.
We did.
When our nation suffered the deadliest attack affecting the LGBTQI.
And that turned out to be a Muslim person, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We continue to see it in the epidemic of violence and murder against transgender women, especially transgender women of color. And tragically, we saw it last night in this devastating attack by a gunman wielding a long rifle at an LGBTQI plus nightclub in Colorado Springs. So we got to act.
Wow, he's brilliant, isn't he? He's brilliant.
He is. We cannot and must not tolerate hate.
Yeah, can't tolerate hate.
So
it's intolerable.
We need to ban them.
Hate is.
Ban the rifles.
And ban the hate. Let's outlaw it. Why haven't we made hate illegal?
I think we have, actually.
Have we? Okay, well, good. Yeah, because we got hate crimes.
Absolutely.
So we have made hate illegal, and yet some people continue to practice it.
They probably don't know that it's illegal.
Yeah, we need to get that message out. They just haven't done the messaging right yet. A lot like the economy, and the border. They just got to get the messaging right on the hate, and then it'll stop.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. By the way, old Joe turned 80 yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah. We share a birthday, and it's disconcerting to me. But
boy, no kidding.
What are you going to do? 80 years old. The former oldest president in the history of the U.S. at the end of his term, Ronald Reagan, was 77. So.
Right, and they're making a big deal about him returning, right? I mean, he must have run again.
Oh, Biden?
Yeah.
I thought you meant Reagan for a minute. I thought, well, wow, that'd be great. That'd be kind of cool. Not sure how we get that done, but I'm in favor of it if we can. Yeah, he thinks he's fabulous, What is age? How old is too old? Well, I don't know. When you're so compromised that you can't get a sentence out, that might be too old. But that's that's his thing, is how old is too old? I don't even understand what you're saying. So the New York Times, because he turned 80 this weekend, interviewed a bunch of experts in aging who have not examined or treated the president, but nonetheless, quote, agreed that Biden has a lot going in his favor, unquote.
Of course he does.
Does he? Really? Yeah, there's nothing to worry about with Joe Biden. Don't worry about it. He's brilliant.
Because everyone...
Top of his game.
Everyone who's 80 doesn't have 100 handlers around them.
Right.
He's got that going for him.
He does have that going. Yeah, he's got people to make excuses for his every screw-up, and he's got people to write down the instructions for him so that he can follow them to the T.
Right.
And even then, he still can't.
Right.
Old ass bum in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we have. An old-ass bum in there.
There's no doubt about that.
And I love the fact that he can't get a single number issue right. He can never get a number right. It's always, where is that? Oh, yeah, right here.
You pooped in your pants?
No, he didn't poop in his pants.
Well, that we know of.
That we know of. He actually probably has.
I bet he has, too.
He has.
100% that's true.
It's going to bring $1 trillion, $700 million off the sidelines.
Trillion, 700 million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, jillion.
Top of his game.
Top of his game. Nothing to worry about. He's got a lot going for him. That's from the experts right there. Okay?
Right.
So who am I to say maybe this guy shouldn't be president? I'm nobody. So never mind.
Thank you.
Also, he has agreed to fund climate reparations. This is agonizing. The Biden administration and nearly 200 world governments agreed Saturday to a framework that would have richer countries compensate poorer nations for damages allegedly caused by the carbon emissions. And they did all this at the COP27, the COP climate conference. How wonderful. Wealthy nations will create a loss and damage fund that will provide money to countries that have suffered from climate-related disasters, such as droughts or hurricanes. Yeah, because those didn't happen before, say, 1990. There was never a drought nor hurricane prior to 1990.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's good. I don't know that I was actually aware of that.
Yeah, because this is a new phenomenon, completely new. I mean, here we are, almost to the cutoff for the hurricane season. Yeah. And really, we've had one significant hurricane. I think we had another make landfall, but it was nothing. We barely even focused on it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a
one
category one when it made landfall.
Yeah.
And then it obviously slowed down dramatically as it went up the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they predicted how many? How many were predicted for this year?
They always predict anywhere from 16 to 20.
Yeah.
Named, and then they
4 or 5
majors, and then 10 or 11, minors, smaller ones. But then they revise. I love, that's their first one, and then halfway through the season they revise it, saying, we looked at the sun, and we decided that it's not going to be as bad.
Right. Although the revised, if I remember correctly, they revised about August, early September, and I think they revised with the same numbers they started with.
Had,
they still couldn't get it right.
Right.
We had none up to that point. None.
Right.
And so they stuck with their it's still going to be bad because climate change. So climate change is killing us. Catastrophic climate change is going on right now. That climate change. Okay. The climate has changed. And that's because of man and our gasoline engines. So who knows? We could be destroyed at any minute. I think the actual countdown is down to 8 years. Isn't it? Because it was 10 or 12 or whatever.
And this last, someone said 9. Right?
9?
I think it was 9.
9 years till climate catastrophe. And, that's if we don't do something. We got to do something. And again, doesn't have to be the right thing. Just do something.
Well, and they haven't. I mean, they were whining that what they did at COP27 was not nearly enough.
They always say that. They always say that.
Nearly enough.
And, this reparations fund that the U.S. is going to start paying into. You know who can benefit from that? China, the world's second largest economy with 1.4 billion, the largest polluter in the world. They can get compensation from us because of climate change. That is outrageous.
How about no?
Yeah, how about no?
How about no?
That's why we've got to get rid of a Democrat in the executive office. It's got to happen. They just keep making worse and worse decisions and trying to bring the United States down to its knees. That's their goal.
Well, it's working.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job so far. Let me tell you about Moink. That's Moo plus Oink, and it is tremendous meat that they will send to you. You don't have to go to the grocery store. You won't find this kind of quality anyway in your grocery aisles. 60% of U.S. pork production comes from one company, owned by the Chinese, and their hogs are given something called ractopamine, banned in 160 countries, including China. Yet it shows up in our grocery store aisles every single day. Now, Moink isn't involved in all of that. Instead, Moink delivers grass-fed and grass-finished beef and lamb, pastured pork and chicken, and sustainable wild-caught Alaskan salmon. So good. Goes straight to your door. This stuff is delicious. You're going to absolutely love it. And their sausage is fantastic as well. Plus, you can keep American farming going by signing up at moinkbox.com/unleashed right now. And because you listen to this show, watch this show, you'll get free filet mignon in every order for a year.
Nice.
So whatever you order, they're just going to toss in filet mignon in there as well. Every order for a year. That's a year of the finest filet mignon you'll ever taste. So tender, so tasty. Just for a limited time, though. It's spelled M-O-I-N-K, moinkbox.com/unleashed. That's moinkbox.com/unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, but the president, who just turned 80 yesterday, but man, what a spry 80 he is, with so much going for him. Am I right? Who's with me on that?
I'm with you.
Yeah, okay. I knew you would be.
I'm with you. He had the big wedding on Saturday, right? At the White House, and then he had his birthday party yesterday. It was just a big party.
Who got married at the White House?
His
I can't
granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
I think.
All right.
I think I saw a picture of Joe and I think it was the granddaughter and her husband and Jill. And she,
how beautiful!
It was gorgeous. She looked a beautiful bride.
I'm sure.
And some of the captions on the pictures were great about blink twice if you want to get out of there.
Yeah, it's funny.
It was so funny.
It's funny to the granddaughter, right?
Yeah. The wedding picture. There's a close up, and she's
that's really funny.
Twice.
That's very funny. But the president had some advice for people who are experiencing high cost of energy.
Thank you.
In their lives. I mean, it's so simple, and he spells it out for us.
Windows, $500 for new doors, $2,000 to install a heat pump, $600 to replace electric panels. Here's what this means. If you're living in a home with a drafty windows and doors starting January 1, you'll be able to save up to $1,100 in the cost of replacing them.
Pause it for a second.
Just on the
if
upgrade.
you're living in a home, that's where he should be, is in a home, like a nursing home. That's where he should be right now.
This is also, I mean, you get through this video, I think he's drunk.
Drunk?
Yeah.
As well as dementia?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start over and see if we can ascertain his status. Is he sober? Is he drunk? Is it just the continued decline? Here it is.
Windows,
$500
for new doors, $2,000 to install a heat pump,
Okay.
$600 to replace electric panels. These are here's what this means.
Okay, what?
If you're living in a home with a drafty windows and doors, starting January 1, you'll be able to save up to $1,100 in the cost of replacement. And that's just on the upgrade. You're also going to save a lot of money going forward because your utility bills will be lower. And that's good for your wallet, but it's also good for the environment because you're using less energy.
Okay.
And that's not all.
Oh.
If you want to install solar panels on the roof, you can get a tax credit for 30%
There you go.
of the cost.
Okay.
It'll bring down the cost of installation by about $7,500.
What
there
does
you
he have
go.
to
You
do
get to
for
keep
you?
savings money on your electric bills for the remainder of the year.
Oh, man.
So it's only what? How much does it cost to put solar panels on your home?
Oh, it's hardly
Seriously,
anything.
I don't know. 20,
I think it's around
30,000?
$1.75.
Okay, sorry.
About $1.75 gets you the whole roof.
I should have asked someone to come out and do an estimate.
Should. Yeah,
Just to
because
see
I'd
what
love
it
to
would
know.
cost.
Oh, I bet it's way more
Gotta
than
be.
$20,000.
Right, it's got to be at least. I mean, he's bragging about saving over $7,000 on installation.
Yeah.
Or tax credit because of the installation.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have to pay it up front.
Okay,
We're
if you are saving $7,000,
Right.
think of how much money that must be.
Right.
That must be $40,000 or $50,000 to replace your roof with solar panels. I mean, come on. That's incredibly expensive to
Yes.
do. And then you're not going to experience any savings from that for, I don't know, 30 years? How long do you have to have teeny tiny little savings because you have solar panels? How long will it take you to make up the cost of installation?
Yeah.
A long time.
And a one-time tax credit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
one time.
And so,
Whoa.
thanks.
Yeah, you give me a $7,000 rebate on $100,000 expenditure. Woo! Thank you. Okay.
But it's for the environment.
Yeah, right. Right. It'll help the environment, and you're going to save so much money doing it. I know Glenn installed on his ranch up in Idaho. He installed very nice solar panels and whatnot. That cost him just a tad more than
a lot.
what the president is
and I'm pretty sure that they've had to reinstall for newer
They did.
panels since then.
Yep.
Since the first round.
Yep. Yes.
And the good thing is that they don't work all the time.
That's
So,
the good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good for the environment.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when you need energy, it's not there.
You know, the panels are aptly named solar panels, which means the sun has something to do with it.
Really?
Yeah. So when the sun is not visible on a cloudy day, or it's maybe night, which occurs roughly half the time.
I mean, that's what the people in California said, right? The administrators in California said about the solar panels. Yeah, if it had stayed daylight another hour, we'd have had enough energy. I mean,
Yeah, funny how
you
that
didn't
works.
foresee night.
Yeah, you didn't count on the rotation of the Earth. Really?
I mean, was that a surprise?
Whoa, look at this darkness. Where did this come from? Who ate the sun? Who ate the sun?
When did
It's
that
gone.
happen?
It's gone.
It's insane.
It is. It is. But they keep hammering it home. You know, instead of really doing something that's going to be effective at bringing down the cost for Americans, they do this kind of stuff. It's just part of their agenda.
What is happening with bringing down the cost? Speaking of that, gas prices are down quite a bit. I mean, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, they were.
Yeah, they are.
It was like, I mean, people were in line at Sam's for $2.72.
Okay, I saw 282 yesterday. But
And in between $2.72 and $2.80, something like that is what a lot of it was
Sam's
this
is a little
weekend.
bit less anyway. What,
Right.
10 cents a gallon or something?
Yeah, I mean, lately it's only been about $5. But anyway, I'm just saying, I don't know why. I mean, because diesel is still $5 a gallon or $4.50
sky high.
a gallon. But the regular gas is coming down, and I'd like to know why that is. It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that?
It's because of all the incredible things Joe Biden has done.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Because I haven't seen any new.
I know.
Pump jacks going up around my neighborhood.
It was the Putin price hike, so Putin must have done something to bring it back down.
Right.
Yeah, did he? What'd he do? I don't know. I honestly don't know, but we're open to any information you might have in that regard.
Yeah, it'd be great. I'm happy to know about it. I feel like it's something that I'm not going to like.
And they're bragging about it. Well,
down.
yeah, part of it is the emergency reserve that they keep using, which is asinine.
Correct. I mean, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot. It's silly.
We're committing national suicide on many, many fronts. That's just one of them. Another way we're committing national suicide is allowing the deluge at the border to continue. You know, the, what is it, Title 42 thing is about to run out. And so they're expecting tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands more, who now know that they can't be kept out because of the COVID restriction. They're just going to pile across the border. And already the Nicaraguans and Cubans are all lined up because Title 42 didn't apply to them in the first place. But Abbott has sent a letter. Greg Abbott, our governor of this particular state of Texas, sent a letter to Biden declaring Texas was escalating its border security efforts by invoking Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3 of the U.S. Constitution, enabling the state to protect, quote, protect its own territory against invasion by the Mexican drug cartels, unquote. The governor also said in the letter last week that Biden had opened our border to this record-breaking level of illegal immigration, and there was a violation of the Constitution as a result. He said, your sustained dereliction of duty compels Texas to invoke the powers reserved in the Constitution, which represents an acknowledgement of the state's sovereign interest in protecting our borders. So true. And, of course, Antonin Scalia, the late Antonin Scalia, said as much in Arizona versus the U.S. So he reaffirmed that section of the Constitution that allows states to take control if the government's not doing it. If the feds won't do it, the states have to. Abbott also said the nation's founders knew a future president might abandon his obligation to safeguard the states from an extraordinary inflow of people who have no legal right of entry. They foresaw your failures, Abbott writes. In the more than 240 years of our great nation, no administration has done more than yours to place the states in imminent danger.
Boy, that's a fact.
A direct result of your policy decisions and refusal to deliver on the Article 4, Section 4 guarantee. In the absence of action by your administration to secure the border, every act by Texas officials is taken pursuant to the authority that the founders recognized. So there he's telling them, look, I know you're going to say this is unconstitutional. It's not. And he cites the exact place in the Constitution where we're allowed to do it.
Has Joe sent the deluge of attorneys down here?
You know he's going to. He's going to. I mean, they will fight this, and they will try to stop it. And Abbott has said, we're going to build a border wall.
Yeah.
If you won't do it, we'll build the border wall in Texas. And I hope he follows through on that.
Me too.
He's got 4 years to get this done. Let's go. Going.
Yeah, let's go.
He vowed that Texas would escalate our efforts to repel and turn back any immigrant who seeks to enter our state at a border crossing that Congress has designated as illegal, to return the border to those who cross illegally, and to arrest criminals who violate Texas law. You know, it's a no-brainer that this should be done, that this has to be done.
I know.
Look at New York and how they've reacted to this, and Chicago and Martha's Vineyard and all the places that have gotten a few illegals because we've busted them up there, just to show them, hey, here's what it's like. What are you going to do?
And they have completely lost their minds.
They have. They're screaming and crying about it and are begging Joe Biden for help. Hey, declare an emergency. Really, with a few thousand. You got a couple of thousand people there.
I don't know how many buses we've sent, but I think it's 50 or I don't know. I feel like it's a lot more than what I thought.
Yeah, it's quite a few.
The original report
it's a lot.
Seems like it was a lot more than I thought it was.
Well, I think New York claims to have 24,000 illegals that we've bust up there.
Okay. You know what? I'm okay with that.
But that's a drop in the bucket compared to what we've gone through over the last 40 years. He's doing the right thing. Abbott is taking some action that should have been taken a long time ago.
Should have.
888-933-93. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Got some tweets here from Dr. Bellows. Jeffy's here on a Monday? I like it. Yeah, of course. Not nice. That's nice. Keith is on vacation, so he's here all week. Try the veal. Giblets tweets, those prices Joe is quoting shows he clearly has no idea of the cost of parts and labor. Yeah, or anything else.
There's not a chance he knows any of those prices.
No way.
Nothing.
Disinformation show loophole. Giving the third world nations climate reparations for being worse carbon emitters is just as logical as us giving them slavery reparations for slavery in America. So why not do both?
There you go. Mm-hmm. We will.
Yeah, don't give them any ideas. Of course, they've already had that idea for a good long time. Christopher tweets, climate reparations? OMG. Well, let's start an LLC in Hawaii. Not Hawaii, but Haiti. Probably be even better. Wait, Hillary probably already did that.
That's absolutely. Remember all the money
that went to
raised
Haiti? Yeah,
for Haiti.
I think it was $10 billion.
Every grocery store had little cans of funding.
Yeah.
I was in Florida at the time.
Yep.
And that money is just
gone. Nobody knows. There's just no accounting for any of that.
None of it. It's all gone.
I mean, that should have built a whole new island.
100%.
But no. Rowdy Introvert tweets, they outlawed hate, and hate continued. What's going to happen if they outlaw guns? Yeah,
Well.
Yeah.
Come on now. You know what's going to happen.
As Jeffy would say, think about it. Think about it. And it's a good point. So think about it. Cause,
think about it.
It'd not be good.
There's no way that this president knows about those prices. I mean, when you start talking about
so out of touch,
all the reports about the price of food. I mean, you listeners and viewers know exactly how much things have gone up.
Oh yeah,
dramatically. You can't walk into a grocery store and walk through the checkout line with going, how much was that?
That's right.
I mean, it's amazing. Now, they claim that a 16-pound turkey went up 21%. I saw one in my freezer, so I didn't look at the tag.
Right.
I don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I opened up the freezer. I went, okay, she got the turkey already. We're good.
Right.
So I'm fine. No problem.
There is one item. We just talked about this late last week. There's one item that went down.
Yeah.
What was it?
Cranberry sauce.
Cranberries. Yeah, it was cranberries. So if you have nothing but cranberries this Thanksgiving,
you're good.
You're going to save a lot of money.
You are good.
Yeah. You'll save dozens of dollars because cranberries went down 14%, I think it was.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Literally everything else is sky high.
Yeah.
But cranberries, they're down.
I don't know that if Jerry Willis from Fox News on Caputo, she did a segment on the price of eggs, butter, flour, turkey, potatoes. I don't know if she mentioned cranberries or not.
Well, that's obvious bias if she didn't.
She may have.
If she didn't mention the cranberries, the most important part of it, she's obviously a shill for the GOP. So ridiculous.
Cut two.
Cut two?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Let me show you some price comparisons
here.
A carton of eggs. This is supposed to be the cheap protein, right? Well, up 43% year over year. And milk, it's up 14% year over year. Maybe you thought you'd save some money with fruits and vegetables. Mm-hmm. Well, those are up 9% too. Coffee up 14%. And let me tell you, if you're a cook and you use butter, 33% year over year increase from October to October. Now, all of this means that Thanksgiving is going to be much more expensive. And you can't substitute anything for the turkey, right? Well, guess what? You're going to have sticker shock because the price is up 16% year over year. Even potatoes are up 15%. And people use potatoes to kind of stretch their meal if they can't afford a lot of protein. You want pumpkin pie? Well, guess what?
I do.
You're going to be paying a lot more for that as well.
Dang it.
She didn't. She didn't mention cranberries. The savings that you're going to get with that can of cranberries.
And if KJP is asked about it at today's press conference, she'll say, yeah, well, she was doing selective pricing there.
That's misleading.
She didn't even talk about cranberries, down 14%. Another indication that Fox News is just...
President's working very hard to get the Thanksgiving dinner costs down.
They're just an arm of the Republican Party. So great. All right, 888-900-3393. You notice they're not bragging about
the
cost of Thanksgiving dinner because they know.
No, they are not. And even, I mean, it can't be... It was. We made a joke of it where you were saving 5 cents on the 4th of July meal, right? Or something.
Yeah, you're right.
And I mean,
16.
they can't even do that.
I know.
I mean, they can't. Congratulations, you're only going to pay $100 more this year for your Thanksgiving dinner.
And I can attest.
I heard you growl over
about
butter.
The price of butter. This may come as a surprise, but we at Kexi use butter in the making of those cookies.
Not very much, though, right? I mean, it's
not much. Like a pound per cookie probably is all. It's not like 6 pounds per cookie. Yeah, there's some butter in there. But it goes to show how the cost of everything has gone up. And eventually, you got to raise your prices because of it. Although, I will say this. On Black Friday, we're going to have the biggest sale we've ever had at Kexi.
Is the manager out of town?
The manager is out of town, and he is. And we've gone crazy.
We've gone mad. We've gone absolutely stark raving mad.
I can't wait to see what happens when he gets back to town. He's going to be so pissed.
Make sure you get your order in right now, because that way it won't be denied.
We're going to drop another kind of bread loaf. We've done the pumpkin bread. We've done other kinds of bread, and they sell out like the day we allow sales to begin. And we got another bread coming on Monday, so that's going to be great. In the meantime, all these cookies, are so good. We've got the sweet potato pie, which, again, I can attest to the price of potatoes have gone up. There's actual sweet potatoes.
So now you're whining about potatoes.
Now I'm whining about that.
About butter.
I mean, I know.
Holy cow.
The chocolate.
Next thing you're going to be whining about is packaging and delivery prices.
Which, by the way, is all up significantly. It's worth it, though. The chocolate ginger cookie for Christmas. And then we're going to drop 2 new cookies, I think, December 1st. Anyway, Kexi.com if you'd like to try them. And guess for yourself how much butter is in those cookies. Kexi. Kexi.com. All right. Ron DeSantis had some things to say about the World Economic Forum. I'm glad somebody is speaking about these people and what's going on with this organization. Here's what DeSantis said.
I want to have the values not of Davos imposed on us, but of places like Destin and Dunedin, where I grew up. Things like the World Economic Forum, those policies are dead on arrival in the state of Florida. We are not going to go down that road.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's speaking in Florida, that's pretty strong. Now, he spoke again. He spoke on Friday in Vegas at this.
Oh, yeah. Trump was going to speak there as well, right?
I don't think Trump showed up.
Oh, he didn't?
I don't think so. And is the GOP event in Vegas?
Yeah, that was supposed to be something that was going to be a little awkward because they were both going to be there.
Yeah, it's the Jewish Coalition's meeting, right?
Like everybody was there. Ted Cruz, Mike Pence.
Yeah, DeSantis, Christie was there. I mean, the great Chris Christie was there, and Mike Pompeo was there. Nikki Haley.
Everybody who's planning to run for president.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah, because they, and who hasn't decided yet. They haven't decided yet whether they're going to.
Right.
I know Pompeo hasn't quite decided yet. And I'm pretty sure Mike Pence said he's going to pray on it. But I feel like he's already prayed on it.
Yeah, I think he's going to run. I really do. Nobody cares. Who's going to vote for Mike Pence? Do you sense that there's any passion for Mike Pence.
The rumblings for Mike Pence.
Yeah, really?
Yo, man.
People are screaming for him. Please, Mike, please run.
It's the dog whistle screams.
Yeah, you can't
Mike
hear him.
Pence.
You
Yeah,
just can't hear
that's
him.
for
Only
sure.
dogs can.
But who else? Okay, so Pompeo,
No, he's not. He doesn't have a chance.
Ted Cruz. No.
A better chance than Pompeo, but still, I think probably not now. Probably not. Marco Rubio, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I like Marco. I like Marco Rubio.
I do too.
He's a good man.
Yep.
Do I think little Marco's been tainted from the last
He has.
from the last one. He's been strong. He could go up against Trump again and tell, maybe, Trump is really weak right now. Trump is probably his weakest point ever.
It might be.
Since he's, been
Yeah.
run for president and since he's, been president. I don't know. I feel like Trump has
Lost a little.
yeah, he
little
has
something.
lost real steam.
Yeah, it feels that way. I don't know if it's accurate, but it feels that way to me.
I mean, you voting for Chris Christie?
No.
And stop.
No.
No.
The only alternative to Trump is Ron DeSantis. I think DeSantis could win the general. In fact, I think he has a better chance than Trump at winning the general election. Can he get the Republican nomination? I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see. But he hasn't even announced yet. So
Right.
it's way premature for that. Let me tell you about established titles. This is a really fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland and get yourself a title of royalty, which is really cool. You can share that at parties. Yeah, the name is Lord Grey. Thank you. Appreciate that. This is me lady, Jackie. Established titles. Fun way, novel way to do this and help the global reforestation efforts. And again, become a lord or a lady. They plant a tree with every order. They work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts. You could officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane tickets, dating profiles. It makes a great last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a massive Black Friday sale right now. Plus, if you use the promo code UNLEASHED, you'll get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/unleashed and get your gifts right now.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Well, it looks like the snowstorm in Buffalo really did happen, and about like they predicted.
Yeah, that's for sure. I heard reports of 77 inches.
That's a lot. It's like 6.5 feet. That's amazing.
And the football game, of course, was the talk of the town, and the players got out with the help of many of the Bills Mafia people, shoveling walks and helping them ride snowmobiles to the airport to get out of there.
But the game was postponed, wasn't it?
The game was played in Detroit.
Oh, that's right.
The game was played
It was
in
the
Detroit.
University of Buffalo that moved their game with whoever they were playing to a different day.
No, they moved the NFL game to a dome stadium. Anyway, because you see what happens when you don't have a dome stadium.
Yeah.
There's some drone pictures of.
Let's see it.
Of the stadium.
So there it
Highmark
is.
Stadium.
Wow.
That was on Saturday, so there was even more of that to come.
Yeah, that's a lot of snow.
Yes, it is.
Boys and girls.
Yes, it is. There were plenty of different videos throughout the weekend showing the snow levels. My favorite is the guy. You'll see this guy coming up to his in his garage.
All right,
and it shows just a little bit of what life was like.
Little snow in Buffalo. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
Let's go ahead and just close that.
I mean,
down.
look at that. Wow. Talk about being snowed in.
No doubt about that, man.
Yeah, you are not getting out of there. That's incredible.
Just close that door back down.
Yep.
Just shut her back down. I mean, still has
Okay.
power.
Never
Right?
mind.
Yeah, right. I mean, good that they've got power.
Yeah. Yeah,
Holy
because
cow.
that kind of snow and cold with no power, yeah, that's not good.
No, it's not.
That's not a fun
good
day
at
for
all.
you.
But if they had solar panels, that'd be all right.
But we think it's cold here in Dallas because we've had
It's been cold here.
upper 40s, low 50s for about a week and a half now.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen, especially not this time of year. And so it's been chilly, but nothing like the North is
It got
experiencing.
down. There was a little icing going on this
yeah,
weekend.
it was a little cold. It was chilly for us.
Friday night into Saturday, it was a little cold.
But college game day, ESPN's game day coverage was in Bozeman, Montana. They picked the Bozeman, Montana State, Montana rivalry. And it was 4 below zero during their broadcast.
It was awesome.
That's the coldest day ever in the history of that show. So that's what you get when you pick Bozeman in November.
Yeah, that's why they did it.
Just a tad chilly.
It's a big game. And
Yeah.
where else are you going to go this weekend?
Yeah, you could have gone a
TCU,
lot of
Baylor?
places. Yeah, I mean
You got
that's
to go down to.
yeah, that's not a bad
Where are you gonna go?
selection actually. Was it at TCU or was it
No,
was it at Baylor?
It was in Waco.
Okay.
It was cold there too, Pat.
Yeah, I know.
The announcers
like
okay.
50. It was down to like 50 degrees.
I was cold,
How'd they
like I
even
said.
survive that? You can't survive
I don't
that.
know.
That kind of weather, it's not fit for humankind. It's just not.
The world will be at Michigan, Ohio State this weekend. So
Oh, yeah. Is it
that's
that
where it'll
weekend
be.
again?
Yeah,
Huh.
in Columbus. So
All right. BYU's taking on their traditional rival, Stanford. I think this might be the third game with them ever, second or third. But Stanford's played pretty good
they've
this
come
year.
around a little bit.
They have.
They
I mean, you
started
don't
out a
know
little
what.
rough.
Are they going to play the good Stanford that beat Notre Dame, or the bad Stanford that lost to everybody else? Just about.
I mean, you're kind of
We'll
hoping
see.
for the bad.
I'm very
Stanford.
much hoping for the bad Stanford. They've got a quarterback that BYU is very close to getting, Tanner McKee, and he just at the last minute went Stanford. A traitor.
He could hop in the portal at any minute.
Yeah, right, and get right back in the friendly confines of Provo, Utah.
I mean, there's no recruiting in college football, so you don't know.
Right,
if
it's
he gets
illegal
in
to
the
recruit
portal.
them to
If
get
he
them
gets
into the
in
portal.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Right.
But
Because we know they're sticklers.
absolutely, you
All
gotta,
these coaches in schools about the rules. They will never get close to
Well, thank
crossing
you.
that line.
Thank you, my
They
friend.
won't. So, and this NIL thing, the name, image, and likeness, that hasn't brought them closer to crossing the line at all. So
Well, there's
don't
no
even worry
line.
about it.
What line? Just piles of cash.
That's all there
There's
is.
no lines.
Piles of cash.
Just piles of cash.
All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed. The Chad Prather Show.
We are a nation that's a free market economy, capitalist at least for now. Capitalism as an economic system has lifted more people out of poverty than anything else in history. America has liberated more people than anything in history. If you don't protect that idea and you don't protect that system, then it all goes to crap. We all become impoverished, and there's nobody there to lift anybody.
The Chad Prather Show.
Bob Blabla tweets, foreign aid equals money laundering. Yeah, short and sweet right there. Also, Zelda Lilbird 10 tweets, the old fool in the White House doesn't care much how much Thanksgiving dinner costs, since he's spending our money on it. Sure is.
Yeah.
Yep, one thing progressive communists know how to do is spend other people's money.
He's doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, he sure is.
Time you turn around, it's another 20
billion,
40
billion,
60.
Yeah, by some estimates, we're up to 91 billion. Others have us closer to 100 billion.
That's
then
in
we
Ukraine
keep hearing
alone.
this 18 billion. I don't know who's coming up with that.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
There's no way.
No way.
Yeah, that maybe 18 billion in shoelaces.
Yeah. Yes. Doesn't matter. Smallmouth bass Kurt tweets, Trump is going to go bull moose, and the Democrats could run a ham sandwich and win. Let's hope not.
I know.
Disinformation show loophole. Trump is not weak right now.
Okay,
Jeffy.
Okay, I didn't say. I just said he's at his weakest point.
I'm not sure you said that. I think you might have said he's weak right now.
You know what? He is.
Disinformation show Loophole disagrees with you and says there's just one man who has risen to his level in the party. If anybody but DeSantis challenged him, they wouldn't make it past Iowa.
I believe that.
That might be true. For the record, I don't think even DeSantis could beat him. Well, we may see. Tyler's coked up beignets. That amount of snow in Buffalo would shut down the South for a year.
Oh,
yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Or two. A year or two. It could be melted for a year and a half. It doesn't matter.
No,
it just screwed everything up. Duchess of Cancelot. Nothing like 1,000 feet of snow to prove there's global warming. Yep.
That's for sure.
Yep. I love it because, as we've mentioned before, the Democrats were telling us at one point, you're not going to see snow anymore. Global warming is so bad that you're going to have to discuss with your children what snow once looked like. Really? Huh. Hey, what's that 6 feet of white stuff out there, Dad? I don't know, son. Something that was supposed to be extinct about 20 years ago. I don't know what that is out there. Cocaine, maybe? Whole bunch of salt. When I lived in Salt Lake City, I interviewed the Chamber of Commerce chief one time on the air, and he told me that tourists that come to Salt Lake City in the summertime, like in June, May, June, July, always ask, what's that white stuff on top of the mountains? Yeah, that's salt. The Great Salt Lake was just up that high a few weeks ago, and then it receded and left all that salt up there.
I realize that people are
snow
generally nice in Utah.
Yeah.
And I've had a wonderful time there, and I love Utah.
Me too.
But if you have to ask, what's the white stuff on the mountain, please leave. Just leave.
That is the truth.
Just leave.
Yeah.
I don't need you anymore.
Just leave. Yeah, just leave. Get out.
What are you doing?
Get out right now.
What are you doing?
Because that's just stupid. I wish I had the Democrat montage that we used to play. It was, Nancy Pelosi and Bernie Sanders and Senator Byrd all talking about how there's never going to be snow again. And they talked about how barren the ground was of snow in Washington, D.C. that year. And I mean, you do have cycle years where you're not going to get a lot of snow. That even happened in my childhood in Montana.
Absolutely.
But, it goes in cycles. And then the next winter, you might have the most ever. I mean, look at Buffalo. Look what's going on right now. And we've got a nationwide cold snap here. Colder in some areas, obviously, than others. But to say that global warming has completely changed our climate, it's just a flat-out lie. And they lie about it every day.
Absolutely. And I seriously, I would love to talk to someone in Buffalo who has solar panels, and how's that going? Just let me know how it's going.
Right. I'd like to hear that, too. So if you're in Buffalo.
You saved a bunch of money on the install.
Yeah.
I'd like to know how those.
You got to be really happy right now.
You got to be happy. You can probably just toast it warm and toasty.
Wow.
At home.
If I hadn't gotten solar panels, my heating bill would be about $1,100 this month. But instead, we're freezing to death. And,
I'm only paying 25 cents, but it's cold.
Hey, Bob Iger is back at Disney.
He's back, baby.
He's back this time. I really don't know about his, mental stability right now. But after less than a year in retirement, Bob Iger returned as CEO. The company's board sent out a notice that Bob I is back, and the recently re-upped Bob Chapek is out.
Have a nice day.
Iger said, I'm deeply honored to be asked to again lead this remarkable team with a clear mission focused on creative excellence to inspire generations through unrivaled, bold storytelling. We'll see.
I mean, Iger ran it for 15 years, and they did pretty well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. And he made, huge acquisitions. Marvel, Lucasfilms, Pixar, all under Bob Iger. So, yeah, they had those are kind of glory years for Disney.
He started undermining Chapek, though. I felt like we kept getting reports of him bad-mouthing some of the decisions that Chapek was making. But, the reports were that he picked Chapek. Right? I mean, he was the guy.
Yeah, right.
I can't think of it. Now, as if you're leaving and the board says this is the guy, you say, I can't think of a better person that could succeed me in this role, right? I mean, that's what you say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what he said. But, it didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out well at all for Disney. They've lost, I think, 40% on their stocks this year.
Ooh.
40%. That's huge. But in September, Iger said, I don't miss my job. Retirement's great. I have a vastly different life than before. Much more air in my day. And now he's just so excited to be back. No, I love it. This is great. I couldn't wait to get back.
Well,
interesting.
After you retire and you end up spending a little bit more time at the house.
Yeah.
The wife, the dogs.
Right.
The cats.
The grandchildren.
And you start thinking, man, that office sounds pretty good about that.
Must have been that way for him because he's back at 71. I mean, that's not that old, though, anymore. People keep working into their...
is 80.
Yeah,
what
right.
What are you talking about?
Exactly right. Turned 80 yesterday. Wonderful. How wonderful for him. Age is just a number. It doesn't matter that he's 80.
Thank you.
What matters is the dementia. That's what matters.
I thought being on the top of your game.
Top of his game.
Yeah.
No, that does matter.
Sharp as a tack.
He's nowhere near that. He's embarrassing, in fact.
That's for sure.
Embarrassing.
That's for sure.
And
he definitely has been embarrassing.
It's hard to take, and it's sad for the greatest country that's ever existed on this planet.
I know. Kind of excited today, though. We got the World Cup.
Yeah,
kicking
the
off.
World Cup kicks off. Morgan Freeman kind of kicked it off, right?
Well, yeah, this weekend they had their big grand opening ceremony that, was supposed to be, it was a 30-minute thing, and this actually was a 30-minute thing that was, we can play. I sent it in to play. It's like the clip is a couple of minutes long where he comes out on stage and talks to the Qatar guy that's handicapped and makes a plea that it's a beautiful place and the world is wonderful.
Who's the handicapped
Qatari? I don't
Qatari?
remember his name.
Government official, or is he just with the Olympic Committee? You don't know. All right, well, here it is. Maybe we can figure it out.
He's the only handicapped guy they've got in Qatar, as far as I know.
Not just music, but also this call to celebration.
You won't be able to take all of this.
This is all
2 minutes
so
long,
new.
because I can barely
All
sit
that
through
I
it.
have known before was a land that seemed to be in turmoil, with families forgotten. And I stopped hearing your voice. Come on over. I'm not sure. Am I welcome?
We sent out the call because everyone is welcome. This is an invitation to the whole world.
I remember even after hearing the call, instead of seeing another way, we dismissed it.
That's great that he sat down with him.
And now the world
so he doesn't tower over him. That was a good move by Morgan.
How can so many countries,
it's a nice suit,
and cultures come together if only one way is accepted?
This is weird.
Yes.
Isn't it weird?
And then he talks some kind of gibberish.
Now he's speaking in Arabic or Qatarian.
Yeah. And then it goes on, and he comes back and speaks English.
We were raised to believe
that
we were scattered on this earth as nations and tribes, so we could learn from each other and find beauty in our differences.
This is very, very strange.
I can see it. What unites us here in this moment is so much greater than
my gosh. We've gotten so bizarre as a society, as a civilization.
With tolerance and respect, we can live together under one big home. In Arabic, Beit al-Sha'ab is the Bedouin tent. Wherever it is built,
a lot of empty seats.
Yeah.
A lot of empty seats.
And you can see why with the presentation here. Yeah, I don't want to. A lot of people said to themselves, I don't want to be a part of that.
And Earth is the tent we all live in.
Yes. And
I mean, this is for
we can send out the call for all the world
I obviously
to join.
care that there's an audience, but...
Oh, wow. Look at this. presentation.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody believed it was beautiful.
Okay.
And it was. It was beautiful.
Now, the funny thing is that now, after their big extravaganza, they had planned on having these extravaganzas before every game.
What?
Yeah.
They were going to do this before...
something like that. They were going to have an extravagant open for all the games.
Well, don't they already do that?
Now, FIFA has said that we're not going to do that anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're scrapping that plan.
Because of that, no doubt.
We're scrapping that plan.
This was such an abomination that we're never going to try it again.
We're going to cut this down to maybe 10 minutes tops, so we're done. We're out of here, okay? Let's move on. And never mind that we took all that money from Budweiser.
Yeah.
And then we decided that we're not going to let you drink. Don't worry about it. We're going to pull the plug.
Because in Qatar, they said alcohol's illegal.
And they said they were going to let them drink in the stadium.
But no?
No. Now, FIFA says that they're in charge, but no.
But they're going to respect the wishes of the host country,
yes,
I'm
they
sure.
Are. Yes, they are. The Supreme Committee.
How in the world, with all this political correctness, did these games...
I don't know.
...wind up in Qatar?
And the former...
How can that be?
The former FIFA director said that it was a mistake already. I mean, he's already got his bribe money.
You couldn't see that before?
I know.
Of course it's a mistake. Jeez. You've got all the LGBTQIA2+ concerns.
Can't wear the armbands. Can't do... I mean...
They arrest homosexuals.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that...
They encourage... I just read this article last week that they capture homosexuals and then, in some cases, train them and recruit them to go out and find other homosexuals that they can bring in mass. So, yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. And they get the games?
Undercover homo.
Georgia couldn't have the baseball all-star game because why? You have to show your ID in an election? Jeez.
I know. It's bad.
But Qatar can imprison homosexuals, kill homosexuals.
And we're going to end up having people get arrested and taken away for wearing a dress or wearing shorts. Or hugging on the streets.
Definitely.
I hope
they've said they're going to relax on the visitors, but you know they're not going to. Bet you they don't.
Sure.
Let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. Trying to sell your home is a challenge. And then where do you buy? Because a lot of times you're relocating. You need to sell in one location, buy in another, and you don't know the neighborhoods and you don't know the makeup of the city you're moving to. That's where a great realtor comes in. They can advise you on all those things and help relieve the stress of it all. You're going to get great service from these agents. Real Estate Agents I Trust. It's Glenn's company, and so they vetted these agents very carefully, found that they're fans of the show, so that you know you've got a lot in common with them from the get-go. And whether you're buying or selling or doing both, Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed. Glenn.
Welcome to a beautiful Monday morning. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Jimmy Dimples tweets, word is Bob Iger came back after Chapek took the heat for Disney's fortunes, going down into the sewer, just like Splash Mountain. Mostly from woke policies Iger set before he left. Typical. Adrian Slade tweets, how obsolete will those solar panels be in 30 years? And your tax credit is non-refundable, so you have to carry forward anything that you can't use every year until you use it up.
Right. I know.
From Fury and Energy, we just had a local media personality show off her hilarious grocery list that was about 3 feet long. The elites think our suffering is funny. Worse yet, they still have the throngs of lemmings who love being proles.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know.
And from Use Not Fat, use Just Jeffy. I like the no legs guy over the deaf mute trans singer. All right. It's great. What if you could get them together? That would have been special.
That'd been powerful.
Very, very special. A lot of people weeping at that point, I'm guessing. So
in Qatar?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of people
of
weeping?
Qataris just been sobbing. They'd sob over that.
All right.
NASA has been asked to change the name of the Webb Telescope. You know, the new thing that's out there, 1 million miles from Earth, I think. And taking great pictures, works really well. But the LGBTQIA2+ crowd doesn't like it.
They have demanded a name change.
Why?
Since before it even took off.
Oh,
they wanted it to go off because they claim they've at the Scientific American Essay, and
that's one of my favorite places to be. Yeah.
That the Space Agency developed a new name for the then on-launch telescope because of what they said was former NASA administrators James Webb's complicity in persecution of gay people.
Wait, James Webb persecuted gay people? In what way?
That's what they claim.
How? Why?
Some historians.
When? Where?
Some historians
have
dubbed the lavender scale. The U.S. government in the mid-20th century regularly fired gay workers from its ranks. Writers in the Scientific American claimed that Webb, during his time at NASA, planned and participated in meetings during which he handed over homophobic material.
Oh, wow. Now, did he?
Well,
NASA looked into it, right?
They did. And they turned over all the documents, and they reviewed 50,000 pages.
Wow.
From the archival collections, and they put out a full report, and they said that, there's no evidence directing James Webb to anything like that. So
no. That's interesting.
That's awesome.
That doesn't usually happen.
I know.
Usually they just cave to the pressure.
Okay.
We couldn't find we couldn't find a single shred of evidence that what you said is true, but we're going to change the name anyway because you're unhappy with it.
Right.
That's usually what happens.
It sure is. It sure is. Because
so good for NASA.
We know times were tough for some people at that time. So we're just going to go ahead and change it.
Yeah. Never mind. We're going to change it to Bob. We're going to call and no specific Bob, just the Bob satellite or telescope.
Telescope.
Yeah, the Bob Telescope. Well, I don't like Bob either. There's been a lot of Bobs who discriminated against LGBTQIA2+.
But they didn't, though.
No.
Good for them.
Right. They didn't cave for a change.
It's pretty amazing.
Interesting. Elon Musk did a Twitter poll over the weekend. So he asked the question if he should bring back Donald Trump.
We have a picture of the tweet. Elon asked if he should reinstate former President Trump.
And yes.
15 million votes, man.
15 million.
15 million votes.
51.8 to 48.2.
And he said, and he came back after it was over, the people have spoken. Trump will be reinstated. Vox.
Populi. Vox Dei. Nice. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All righty. So now he can come back. He says he won't, though.
Yeah, he's
Trump
always
has
claimed
said
that
he's
he
not
was never
going
to come back.
Because he's got his own social network
Which
now.
is so far superior
Truth
to Twitter.
Social.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
It's
obviously. Truth Social.
Yes.
Now, they've reinstated a bunch of people, though. They've reinstated, Kathy Griffin. They've Project Veritas.
Oh, good.
We knew that they reinstated Babylon Bee.
Yeah, good.
And there's been a few others that were kicked to the curb that are back, it's really good.
Yeah, that is good. Free speech.
No Alex Jones, though.
Oh,
Did
he address him specifically?
Yes. I mean, people have been asking, hey,
what about Alex?
Yeah, what about Alex? In fact, I know that my man Kim.com specifically said, hey, Alex effed up with Sandy Hook. He admitted that and apologized. He also got a lot of conspiracy theories right. If serial liars Biden.
Did he? Come on.
He says right here.
I mean, I think he should be allowed to speak on Twitter, but does he get a lot of things right? Not for my money, no.
He also got a lot of conspiracy theories right. It's what it says right here in this tweet.
Okay. All right.
If serial liars like Biden and Trump are allowed on Twitter, then Alex Jones should be allowed too.
Well, that's a great point. And we've said all along he shouldn't be banned. It's just stupid.
Yes.
It's asinine.
But
people, you can figure out for your own self whether or not you believe what he says. Look into it. You know, do your own homework. Figure it out.
Elon has stuck with a no.
Yeah.
I mean, his first answer, and I forget who first tweeted him about it, was just no.
Yeah.
And then his reply to this was, suffer the little children and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven.
Wow.
Okay.
So we got pretty deep there.
Yeah.
On the Twitter ban.
But the thing is just no.
Yeah.
No to Alex.
So we're going to miss out on great stuff like this.
To feel what the children are feeling.
Yeah.
God almighty. Folks, we gotta get good people to stand up against these people. I probably shouldn't even have done this radio show today because I have this disgusted cover for how I just hate the globalists, but it's more than that.
Right, it is. It's
And
more than
I
that.
just get flippant and angry, but it's because deep down, folks, I can see what they're doing, and we have a responsibility to stop these globalists. Where are the men in this country? Where are the men in this world? What the hell have we become? We just offer our children up to the system with the fluoride in the water and the GMO hurting them. And we let fat perverts grab them at the airport to train them for the pedophile government.
For the pedophile
And we've just got such a sick society.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
you can either believe all that, part of it, none of it, but he should be able to say it.
Yes.
888-900-3393. More.
All of our intelligence agencies, there is a special place in hell for people like you.
Download Louder with Crowder. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
We were just talking Twitter here.
Yeah, well,
apparently CBS took a hard stand.
They did
on Friday.
They most definitely did, and they in fact put it on their CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell when she wasn't
Which
there.
is terrific,
report.
by the way.
Oh yeah,
terrific.
It's even better when she's not there, but I mean it's not as good. But
right, that's what
CBS Evening News did a report, and this is how it went.
Okay, and it went a little something like this. CBS News cut 9. They paused on Twitter. CBS.
In light of the uncertainty around Twitter and out of an abundance of caution, CBS News is pausing its activity on the social media site as it continues to monitor the platform, Major.
Good.
Jonathan Vigliotti, thank you.
Joseph Igliotti. Thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for thanking me. You're welcome. For me thanking you for thanking me.
Thank you. Thank you, Major.
Okay. And that was a powerful stand.
Yes, it was.
Lasted.
That was Friday. That was Friday.
Yes. What day did they come back?
Yesterday. They took a stand for 40 hours.
40 hours. That's
40 whole hours.
Over a day. Wow.
Right?
Very powerful.
That's taking a stand.
CBS.
That's taking a stand right there.
And it was because what? They were supporting the employees who didn't want to work?
There's security concerns with Twitter.
Security concerns.
Elon taking over.
They're trying to say that, who was it that tweeted, because Trump was allowed back on.
Right.
How many lives will be lost now?
Right.
I'm sure thousands, maybe millions, right? Because he'll say mean things.
He will. He might.
That other people will act out on.
Now, he said he's not going to come back to Twitter.
Yeah. He's got his own thing now.
But, we'll see. But anyway, they took a stand.
They took a stand.
Because of security concerns.
Good for them.
And then they realized that they didn't want to take any more phone calls from all the CBS stations around the country, and all their news reporters like.
Is that what they expected? The whole, like all the local affiliates were supposed to stop too?
The report was that all CBS News was pausing its activities. So maybe it was just the network or network and CBS owned stations. I don't know, but
crazy.
Yeah, that's not.
But it lasted from Friday until Sunday.
It did. They took a stand.
Wow.
They took a stand.
Congratulations.
So, yay.
To CBS News.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations.
Really
Great
something
job.
else. Wow. Who saw that coming?
You guys know how to take a stand.
No doubt about it. Now, Oliver Darcy, who's at CNN, used to be here.
Yeah, he worked for us.
Worked for the Blaze for a while. And I don't know what's happened to him since. But he says death is in the air on Twitter. He believes that Twitter might be on its last leg.
Really?
I guess because of what Elon Musk has asked of his employees, that they work. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. You can't expect us to work at a job. What do you mean?
It's amazing.
The way we have caved in to these little darlings who have grown up with the participation trophy mindset. It's incredible. It's stunning, staggering. Yeah, you should be working. Yeah, you need to come into the office. Sorry, that's really hard, I know. And who could do it without, I don't know, at least one emotional support animal? Probably, right? If not more. I know, because I came in today. I brought my emotional support.
You did?
Gerbil. Yeah, I've got an emotional support gerbil.
I don't.
It's in my office. Okay. Yeah, I left it in there because it makes some noise while it's spinning around on its wheel. And then I take it out, of course, and hug it to my chest when I need its support. And man, does it help? Does it ever help?
Now Elon claims that all-time Twitter usage is at an all-time high.
Oh, really?
That's what he claims.
That's interesting.
That's what he claims.
Wonder if that's true. Who knows?
Yeah,
I believe Elon more than I believe, say, the Biden administration. I'll tell you that.
Right. And they continue to hate on him. So.
Oh my gosh, they can't stand him. And he was the darling of the left just a few years ago, but now he's exercising some common sense, so they hate his guts. You know, the same thing's kind of happening to Bill Maher because he has said too many logical things recently.
That's true.
And so they don't like him now either. So how was the second episode of Yellowstone? I'm assuming you watched it last night, or did you?
I watched the first quarter of it or so. First half.
How come?
I've got to get back to the second half.
Okay.
And I've got to get back to the second episode of Tulsa King today as well.
Oh.
Because last night was the end of Walking Dead. So.
Yeah. How'd that go?
They had the red carpet event, the 30-minute show leading up to the 90-minute episode, and then they had the post interview part of the show where we're talking to all the old characters and stuff. So it was fun. Yeah. It was
cool.
the final.
Was it
Walking
a good
Dead.
Last episode?
Yeah, I mean, it was worth it. Well, you can find out more if you just listen to Talking Walking Dead, which will be
okay.
today.
Well, but it
a little
hasn't
bit more on Chewing the Fat, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I wanted to find out before that.
Well, yeah, subscribe to Chewing the Fat. Maybe that's what you need to do.
I
mean, it was fine. It's been a fun ride.
Yeah, it's been 12 years?
This is the 11th season.
12 years?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a long time, man. A long time.
And that it doesn't seem like it has the momentum it used to. Is that accurate or not? Is it? Nobody ever talks about it except you. I never hear anything about it anymore.
Everybody, the numbers, the viewing numbers are way down, but then they have the AMC Plus subscribership numbers, which are pretty big. So I don't know I'm not sure what the numbers are for AMC Plus, but everything is driven by that now.
Yeah.
So so we're only getting a couple million people to watch the network show when it's live.
Yeah, but they add that now. They add that to same day viewing, I think, from the app.
To the app?
Yeah. So it's probably, I bet it's 5 to 8 million or something.
Gotta be something like that.
Somewhere. Yeah. It was probably 10 million at its peak, wasn't it?
It was more than that.
More than that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at one point, there was.
Because Yellowstone just did 12 million.
Yeah, and there was a few episodes where it was, mid-teens.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't remember which ones. I mean, obviously go back and find out.
Those are good numbers nowadays.
They had huge numbers, yeah. But that was episodes, that was 4 or 5 seasons ago now. You know what I mean? That's
And some of the characters are going to go off on spin-offs of their own shows, right?
Negan
like
and
who?
Maggie are going off into a show called Dead
weird.
City.
Huh. Okay.
Rick and Michonne are coming back for a special reunion. A special reunion show.
Just one?
No, it's going to be a series. They haven't said how many episodes, but this is their way of taking away the movies.
Why did they do that? Just because of interest? Lack of interest now?
And COVID really crushed a lot of the filmmaking time, and it was just
all right.
And yes to the interest, I believe. To the movies, because I feel like once Rick was gone from the show, then unless they did the movies right then, which they didn't.
Which they did not. And they should have. Yeah, they should
have. But then COVID hit.
Right. Oh, okay.
So then,
so that kind of was the plan.
There was their little buffer time, and then I feel like they were going to get right into it and didn't.
All right.
And so then you have, and Daryl's going to go off to a new show. I forget what the title is, but he's going to be in Europe. Because we have new.
How does he get to Europe?
Well,
everything's.
It's a canoe.
Oh, okay.
He builds a canoe.
He takes a canoe to Europe.
To Europe. Yeah.
Been there, done that. Man, I can't tell you the canoe trips I've taken across the Atlantic. Yeah. Yeah.
Should be a fun ride.
I was a little younger. I was in my 30s at the time, so.
You don't think you
haven't done that in a while. Well, I'd probably get to Greenland now. I'd say, from about, the East Coast to Greenland.
He's going to leave now so he doesn't have to worry about hurricane season.
Really? It's going to be Europe?
Yeah, he's good. Well, we know from some of the other shows, like Tales of the Walking Dead, and some of the other shows, we know that France had a different variant than what we had. And there's different variants to walkers, because we have now walkers that can climb and walkers that are,
Can they open doors?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, that makes it a lot more dangerous, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
They can start opening doors.
Right.
The living their days are numbered.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And some walkers are smarter than others, so some walkers are the leaders of the herds.
Really?
Yeah. And there's some of the European variant is they're fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, you don't want none of that.
No, I don't want that.
You don't want none of that.
You got to have the lumbering around, then you got a chance at least to get away from them.
Thank you. Yeah, because the walkers were nothing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
toward the end, it was the living you were afraid of.
Right. Because the walkers you had under control.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Not
so
anymore.
fast, my friend.
Wow.
Not so fast.
Okay, so Daryl's going to the big leagues.
He's going to canoe across to France.
The dead big leagues.
Because I think that's where he's going to end up thinking that Rick is. Because we're all kind of in search of Rick and Michonne.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was where he was at the end of the episode. If you haven't seen it, when he's going,
might want to turn down the radio or your podcast if you're playing it right now,
and if you haven't seen it, why? What are you doing?
It's been one night. What time does it come on live?
8 Central, 9 Eastern. Yeah. So they did the pre-show at 7:30, which is why I only caught the first half of Yellowstone. I get back to it today.
You get too CP.
Yes, well, I was all ready to stay up and watch the post-dead stuff and then catch the end of Yellowstone. And then I remembered,
you're doing the show.
I got to do this show.
Yeah.
And I figured,
it does put a crimp in the television life.
I think 3.5, 4 hours will be enough, but that's what I'm getting, so let's go.
That's interesting, though, that it's over now.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, The Walking Dead.
That was a huge, groundbreaking
sure was.
show because
it sure was.
It was really the first major streaming hit, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
I would think.
It was pretty big. But after season 3 or 2, when it went up on Netflix, I feel like Netflix made that show
bigger,
monster.
Yeah,
because it was, everybody knew it was on. Well, speaking for myself, anyway. I mean, I knew it was on AMC. I knew it was a zombie show. You know, it was a Walking Dead, but I wasn't really interested. You know?
Right.
And then when I was able to sit down
and watch
Netflix
episode after episode after episode
and binge the first 2 seasons, especially that first season. I mean, I spent the weekend. I mean, I remember watching the first episode, and I spent the weekend watching how many ever episodes it was.
Those were the days when you could do that. Now they drop one at a time. I hate that.
I know.
I hate it.
I know.
It's just not right. Let me watch the entire series if I want to.
Make your damn shows and let me watch them.
Right. Dump the whole thing on us at once so I can
let's go
binge for
it's
hours.
Fine. You want to release them on some network somewhere, go ahead.
Right. That's right. I think I bailed. Was it season? I don't know. It was the baseball bat episode. That was when I was done.
Yeah, that was 7 into 8, I think. Yeah. Love that.
Oof.
That was Negan.
Yeah, now he's a good guy, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's
beat people over the head with a baseball bat now. Darn it, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I know, I was a bad guy. I know how you must.
I mean, he had no conscience at all.
I know, it was awesome. It was awesome. That's what we loved about him.
Right. And now he has one, right?
Yes, I know.
He wishes he hadn't done that.
Sickening.
And he's trying to get with the wife of the guy whose head he smashed in first.
He's not really trying to get with. He ends up in a show with her, but he's not really trying to get with her. Now
all right.
He has a woman who is pregnant now, and that kind of turned him around.
Oh,
you know, he went off on his own, and then he took care of a little business,
and now he's reformed because a child meant everything to him. That's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Is it? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, 888-900-3393. Have this woman who is pressured to become male. Man, I'm hearing so many of these stories now. This person who goes by Luca now was 15 when she was first 15. Encouraged by her therapist to come out as transgender. While she was hospitalized for mental issues, a surgeon removed her breasts when she was 16 in a gender-affirming double mastectomy.
Wow.
Again, that's not affirming a gender. If you were affirming it, she would stay a woman, a female. You're changing the gender. That's not affirming a gender. The way they have switched everything to mean the exact opposite is unreal. We can't let them get away with it. Stop with the gender-affirming bullcrap. So she underwent a double mastectomy at 16, and she went on cross-sex hormones soon after, which permanently changed her face, her body, and her voice. Congratulations. She's 20 now, and she regrets listening to the doctors and medical professionals, whom she says misled and manipulated her into undergoing irreversible medical procedures. Why, as doctors, do they insist upon doing this?
I don't know.
Give them a chance to sort this out in their own mind.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they do. Wow. Really sad. Really, really sad. She said there was no stopping to question if this was the right way to deal with the discomfort I was feeling around my body. At no point did doctors inform Luca that there were ways to resolve her mental issue problems besides transitioning, which she now believes would have been enough to prevent her from going through with the procedures. Her doctors appear to have adopted the gender affirmation approach promoted by transgender activists. They encourage gender transitions rather than helping patients come to terms with their biological sex. Why? Why? Wow. I don't understand it. The only acceptable answer to any medical professional was to affirm what I said instead of offering any alternative ways of dealing with the issues I was suffering from. Those constant affirmations really did push me down the path of further medicalization. Of course they did. She's one of a handful of detransitioners speaking out against what they see as a medical establishment run amok, committed more to transgender ideology than patient well-being. Man, their fears are backed up by a growing body of experts who believe the medical community is pushing minors into gender medicalization to alleviate normal adolescent woes they would likely outgrow. Luca is sharing her story now in the hope that girls who find themselves thrust into the transgender medical world will just slow down and reconsider before socially or medically transitioning.
That'd be nice.
Good advice.
Yeah, that'd be
nice.
Yeah,
just slow down. So how did they get her parents on board? They said to the parents, would you rather have a dead daughter or a living son? Okay, that's the only alternative here?
Yeah, that's the only choice?
So if she stays a female, she's going to kill herself. Just like that. No. In fact, when you make the transition, you've got a 20 times higher rate of suicide than with the population at large.
Worse about yourself.
Yeah. And she is. She is. Numerous studies have shown these figures. It's very authoritarian of clinicians to pretend to know which child will persist in their trans identity and which will desist. The rising numbers of detransitioners who transitioned when they were children shows that these clinicians are no less fallible than every other human. Well, of course. Of course. We have no way of knowing what sort of adult the child will become, and we shouldn't allow clinicians with an inflated sense of their abilities to have this authority. No kidding. It's amazing that we find ourselves in this position where people are encouraged and almost pushed into having radical surgery that tries to change their gender. Are you also going into their DNA and messing with their chromosomes? No. So you can't change their gender anyway. It's unbelievable. Really unbelievable. A therapist first encouraged Luca to come out as a transgender while she was partially hospitalized for unrelated mental health issues at 15. As a freshman in high school, this meant she was sleeping at home but spending most days at the hospital. She had expressed general discomfort with her body and said she might be questioning her gender identity, and her therapist told her to come out as transgender to her parents, claiming it's the best way to get the help she needs. Luca had only met with that therapist once or twice.
Wow.
On a one-to-one basis prior to that meeting. she's okay with being a female. Wow. It's unconscionable.
It sure is.
And again, this should be illegal. These therapists and teachers cannot be doing this to our kids and going against the parents' wishes in many cases, because, you know, the teenager, the person who's struggling doesn't necessarily know yet what's right for them. Maybe you hold off with radical surgery just for the time being. Is that too much to ask? Just hang on. You can still maybe mangle her body later if she wants. Wow. Unbelievable. All right. Going to be filling in for Glenn coming up. Also, we'll see you back here tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.